Hello everyone. I was in two minds about covering this story until I actually bothered to read deeper into it, and I'm actually a little bit shocked. Now apologies if you can hear noises in the background. People next door are knocking their house down. So there we go. Now, EKIN-SU. EKIN-SU has been accused by an ex-Married at First Sight UK star of effectively cheating on him. Georges has come out to say that he was in a relationship with EKIN-SU prior to her going into the villa, and that they had been in a relationship for 10 months, and he was not expecting it to end. He was heartbroken that she was going into All Stars, but that the plan was things would be picked up once EKIN-SU came out. We're going to go through this article, which is an exclusive with the Daily Mail, and it's not very complimentary about EKIN-SU at all. It reads really quite badly, and he's got pictures to back it up and all that kind of stuff. So this is what Daily Mail reported on their relationship. EKIN-SU's secret boyfriend, MAFS UK's George Berthomnew, says he was dating reality favourite when she entered Love Island All Stars and believed she loved him until painful betrayal with Curtis Pritchard. Love Island star EKIN-SU was in a secret relationship with Married at First Sight UK's Georges during her time on the show All Stars series, Mail Online can reveal. According to Georges, he and Ekin, 30, were in love, but she insisted on signing up to the ITV2 show to further her career. They agreed she would go no further than kissing another Islander during her time on the dating series, of which she was the star signing. But Georges, 32, who confirms the couple's 10-month romance for the first time, claims Ekin betrayed him on national TV when she became Curtis Pritchard's girlfriend, leaving him devastated. In an exclusive interview, George told Mail Online he and Ekin had planned a future together, called each other pet names, holidays in France during the summer, and spent Boxing Day exchanging gifts just 18 days before she entered the South African villa. The personal trainer says he lived a nightmare for the 5 weeks Ekin was on the dating show, as she passionately kissed Curtis, 29, and performed a seductive routine for him wearing sexy red lingerie during the programme's heart rate challenge. But after, Ekin shunned Georges once All Stars was over, only reaching out to him a week after the final. He finally ended their romance saying, "I can't be with someone who has another boyfriend." Georges said, "We were boyfriend and girlfriend from April last year. We were with each other, we spent Boxing Day together. She spent time with my family, she came to family events, she met my nephews, sister-in-law, uncles, everyone. I met her mum a couple of times and her brother. We said we loved each other after 6 weeks of dating. I fell in love with the girl. She used to call me Bear and I called her Olive because of her olive skin. And that's one of her last messages to me. I love you, my bear." It was a super intense and intimate relationship. We had lots of intimacy, which I think is a code word for sex, guys. We were very close and physically and emotionally we showed each other such love, but she threw everything we had away for her TV romance with Curtis Pritchard. Wow. Okay. It's not good, is it? But Georges, who first connected with Ekin after she sent him a flirty direct message on Instagram, has claimed she only appeared on the show to boost her career, which he felt obliged to accept. He has even accused the former Celebrity Big Brother contestant of gaslighting after she allegedly told him not to date any other women during her appearance on Love Island All Stars, where contestants romance each other on a daily basis. He said, "I got played, she gaslit me. I said to her before she went into the villa, you do realise that no one else would accept you going on the show?" And she replied, "And that's exactly why I won't be with someone who wouldn't let me do things for my career. I feel so used. The devil on her shoulder is always money, 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 brand deals. She just wants to be the most known person and that's all she cares about. I begged her not to go on All Stars, and her friends were telling her not to, because she had me at home, who she cares about and loves, but she said he needed to do it for her career. She said her career was more important, even though she also wants to have a family and children. She threw it all away with me. Despite the fact that she was going on Love Island, she told me not to get with any other girls while she was away, which I told her wouldn't happen because I loved her." Georges says the couple eventually agreed to remain together during Ekin's time on All Stars after finding a potential breakup too painful. According to Georges, they outlined some rules for Ekin to follow out of respect for their relationship, including not to go further than a kiss with any of her co-stars. But the former E4 contestant was left distraught after watching Ekin's behaviour on television, admitting he no longer knew whether she was acting for the TV cameras or had forgotten about him completely. He said before she flew out to South Africa, "We spent 3 days in floods of tears with each other. It was such an emotionally difficult time. I was broken, absolutely broken. We were going to split up. We decided not to, and that we were going to navigate things once she got back. She told me she was going on All Stars in October, but she didn't sign the contract until December. We were actually at an Airbnb when ITV phoned her about doing the show. The rule for All Stars was no more than kissing from a cheating point of view. She was to go in and do what she had to do, but when she was back, we would navigate everything that we needed to. But then everything happened with Curtis. It's a fact. She cheated on me with him. She was on national TV and she said yes to being another man's girlfriend." Now, I don't think he's lying. Sorry, but there's too many things he said in that piece there where I just think this man can't be lying. This sounds like someone who was genuinely involved in a relationship with this woman, and I don't believe he's lying. And I also struggle to believe that EKIN-SU didn't see the relationship with him as significant, but rather a relationship that she could just kind of throw away. Because 10 months is a long time, guys. For a Love Islander to be in a relationship for 10 months is pretty rare, let's be honest. And, you know, for it to get that lengthy without EKIN-SU thinking, okay, this is quite serious, doesn't add up. Now, her people have said that, oh, it wasn't a serious relationship. EKIN-SU made that clear from the start. She was on the dating app Raya while the relationship was going on, so that proves it wasn't a proper relationship. And she made it clear to him that the relationship was going to end before All Stars, which seems weird, because how can you schedule when a relationship's going to end? I don't know. But yeah, she's hit back with her people, but I think what he's saying is actually true, which reflects really badly on EKIN-SU. Because it also means that when she went to the villa, she had a boyfriend. During her time in the villa, she had a boyfriend, and he was expecting things to carry on when she came out of the villa. So her getting together with Curtis clearly upset him. In fact, guys, he's so upset, he said later on in the same article, he's had to go into therapy. He's had to go into therapy because he's so mentally upset with how this relationship has broken down. Which is ironic when you think about it, because EKIN-SU is one of these people always going on about, oh, your mental health is important, you need to take time for you, look after yourself, look after your mental health. And here, according to this guy, she's driven him into therapy. So that's not a good reflection on her at all. Now, do you believe this story? I don't understand why this would be completely made up. I think it's perfectly feasible, and I think it says a lot about EKIN-SU's character, sadly. And I am now seriously questioning also this whole Love Island, you know, checking situation. I do think if you're going to go in the villa, you know, you should at least be, I don't know, a little bit single. Let's put it that way. Not having been in a relationship for, well, by the time she went to the villa, it would have been almost at the 9 or 10 month mark anyway. So I just think that's a long old time for you to then say, I'm ending it and I'm going into the villa and whatever, 2 fingers up to you, which apparently isn't what happened anyway. So yeah, it's just, you know, yeah, I know Love Island All Stars is not real. Love Island is not real. None of them they're not real. But my point is, if you already have a connection, and if you already have someone in your life who you view as possibly your life partner, then I just don't think you should be on a show like that. Or you should at least make it clear to them behind closed doors, look, I'm pretending to be single for this show, and I'm going to go on it pretending to be single, and if I leave with someone, it's just pretend, I'll get rid of them when I get out. Done deal. But that clearly hasn't happened here. So yeah, there we go. I think this guy's going to hang around now and see what press he can get off this. And I think we need a stronger response from EKIN-SU's camp, really, because all they've done is just say, oh, it's all rubbish, nonsense, blah, 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 which I don't think it is, because, you know, like I say, he seems to have receipts to prove it all happened. And yeah, so there we go. EKIN-SU. That's very naughty of you, EKIN-SU, which doesn't quite rhyme. But, you know, it's the last day of term for most kids, and my kids are home and I'm already exhausted. So what do you expect, quite frankly, guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Au revoir.